Hello everyone, happy GM-urary. Yeah, I brought it back. This time we're going to do something special this month because I received the P-Bandai GM 1, 2, 3 pack. So we're going to go through all the classic vanilla versions of the GM, the 1, the 2, and the 3. Today we're looking at the RGM-79 GM. All right, so here is the main box for this trio set. As you can see right here is Gundam Base Limited. And if you look at the thickness, whoop, right there, to show my hand as an example of just how thick that is. So it's supposed to have the GM, the GM 2, and the GM 3. We're gonna cut this bad boy open because the little stuff's still on it, and see what comes inside the box. All right, so without further ado, toss the lid off. Let's see what we got in here. So we got frames, more frames. Looks to be some instructions in there. Another set, small set. Another small set, a couple other small sets. So it looks like instead of being 3 boxes, it's literally all the frames on top of each other. So you're gonna have to be aware of what frames you need to work with when doing this. And got a little certificate thing here because it's Gundam Base. Yep, here we go, all 3 instructions. So yeah, this is gonna be a bit of a complicated thing to put together. Not because any of these kits are inherently difficult, but more in the point that you got to figure out which bag goes with which kit, which is not great, but workable. Okay, so these are the GM instructions. The booklet itself is relatively small, and it's only 10 steps. Nothing too impressive, but it is a GM. And as far as I can tell, this is the bag that has all the parts for the standard GM. Primarily due to the fact that the GM only uses 2 runners and a set of polycaps, and these seem to match, so hopefully I'm on the right track. It won't matter because the next clip you're going to see will be the completed kit. Still, it will be up to you to have to look at each bag and figure out which set of instructions it matches with. Once you get to that point, it's a lot easier because you're building as if you were normally building. It would have been nice if they did a little more effort in separating which parts go with which instructions, but for the most part, I don't think this is that big of a deal. If you've built kits before, you can figure this out. Plus, it's nice that the instructions shows you what the runners are supposed to look like, so you can always match it up, and if you're wrong, you can just try one of the other bags. All right, back to the standard review. As you can see, there's nothing particularly special about the design. It is a 1970s grunt unit. So we're gonna just have some very simple coloration. It was made with only 2 runners and a set of polycaps. There was 1 sticker, though instead of using a sticker, I did some paint work. So right here at the hatch is a small sticker. I actually used paint. It looks basically the same, it's a slightly darker shade of red. And that's kind of about it. You can see it is very simplistic. It doesn't have that much in terms of colors here because it is a older design in the series. It was a relatively simple build, as I said, 2 runners and a set of polycaps. Even its instructions are relatively small, which I found kind of amusing. I assume it just goes inside the smaller box that the GM normally comes with. However, just because something is simple and not complicated doesn't mean it isn't good. Let's see if this old model can stand up to some of the current designs. Our first major point of comparison, of course, will be flexibility. So going down here to the feet, see that it goes pretty good backward and forward there. No side, oh, there's a little bit of side, but not much. Don't go doing that, you're probably gonna break the leg. Of course, the ankle guard moves pretty decently. As for the leg, it can't even reach 90 degrees. That's a problem. Though the knee joint itself is a little bit loose, just both good and bad. In terms of forward, also not great. In terms of backward, nothing. To the side, It's not bad. Now, of course, one of the things that's holding back the forward is that the front skirt barely shifts. Side skirts have an okay amount of shift here, so that's kind of nice. Allows for that side movement. So the waist, there is no forward and back. There is left and right, however, and that is all. Bringing us up to the head. Head has kind of a left and right movement. That's kind of about it. A little bit of up, a little bit of down, but so little you can barely notice the difference. Then we have the arm. So standard shoulder does give us a full rotation, which is nice. We also have a 90-degree outward, which is nice. However, you cannot go, forward or back with the arm without moving the shoulder armor. As to the elbow, elbow is a 90. I just knocked over the beam saber. That's okay. So just basic 90-degree there. Not that impressive. Hand wobbles around because it's, a hand. Shield is on a pivot thing, so you can turn it. It also has a handle inside the shield right there that you can also give into the hand of the unit if you want it to be more secure. The backpack has nothing that moves on it, though the beam saber is detachable. Oop, put it right back in there. All right, and that's kind of it. So not particularly impressive. However, this is one of the older kits. And unlike, say, the RX-78 that has had improved versions over the years, this is the 2001 edition. It hasn't changed in any real way. There isn't a lot of gear that comes with the GM, unfortunately. You have your standard shield, and as you saw earlier, we have the pre-molded toothpick-style beam saber. Yeah, not unexpected. It would be easy to paint it if you had like a sparkly pink paint, but it's always going to look a little silly comparatively to the beam sabers of other more advanced kits. In addition to that, the beam saber handle on the back does not have a slot to plug in a blade, so you're going to have to pull that one out, find a different GM that has a handle, plug a beam into that one, and put that into your GM if you want your GM to go melee. Let's face facts. If a GM pilot is going melee, it means one of two things. Either that person is really crazy or incredibly skilled. Either way, they're not someone I want to mess with. So let's take a look at the other weapon. Obviously, it is the beam spray gun. It is very small, as you can see here. There's no movable parts. A very simple gun for a very simple machine. What did surprise me with this kit is that we do have extra hands. So on the right side, we have a closed hand and we have a trigger finger, which I was not expecting. And on the left side, we have this closed hand here and the open hand, which I currently have on the kit. Having multiple hands is always nice and highly unexpected. I've had kits that were made after this that only have the two hands that are attached to the unit. Maybe one spare open hand for the left side. The kit is very efficient in terms of the parts that it uses, which is very nice. The one thing it did have as leftovers was polycaps. You have this guy up here, and then these two guys here and here. These look to be arm or shoulder connectors of some sort, and this is one of those round types that's used on a lot of different parts in the kits. Generally, kind of useful parts to have spares of, as these are not, especially these guys, are not very common as spare parts. And I am glad to see that there isn't a lot of wasted plastic with this kit. Overall, the GM isn't a bad kit. As you look at it, you can tell that it basically is doing exactly what it set out to do. And I can't fault a kit for being exactly what it needs to be. At the time when the GM was designed, all the variations had not really been part of the Gundam universe yet. They would all be added in the 80s, and therefore we have a lot more variation in terms of the GMs that we have nowadays, because we have not only the improved engineering, but we also have the sheer amount of MSV books and side stories and things like that to expand the various types of GMs. But going all the way back to the 1979 classic, this version looks great because it doesn't need to be anything more than what it is. On the negative side, It has very limited flexibility, and of course it has gym hand problems. This is where the hands don't want to hold together for too long if you adjust them too much or you're a little too quick when you turn them. A little bit of glue tack can fix that. It's just a common thing I've found with a lot of different gyms. It is what it is. Beyond that, there's not much I can really complain about. The gear is the standard gym weapon loadout, you know. It'd be nice to see other weapons, but the good part about the gym is if you have those other weapons and you have a spare gym, you can give it one of those other weapons with no real problems. And there are plenty of other gym kits that come with spare weapons that you could swap in if necessary. On the positive side, aesthetically it looks really good. It does have a fair amount of stability, and for its era, it's better than some of the other kits in that early 2000s time period. Would it be nice to have one with improved flexibility and maybe a few extra weapons? Of course it would be. But this does its job fairly adequately, and I think it looks pretty good when all is said and done. What I'm trying to say is, this is a very mid kit. It doesn't do anything too terrible, and it doesn't do anything too good. It's just kind of there in the middle, you know, like a gym. It actually fits its own existence. I recommend this kit to anyone who is building up a one-year war army. Obviously, this is one of the core units of the Earth Federation. It's a fast build, and if you are a troop builder type, you could easily build a number of these kits really quickly and just equip them with other gear from the more recent kits in order to change up their weaponry, or if you want to make them melee, give them a proper beam saber. If you're not a fan of the Universal Sentry or you don't like the 1979 designs, then obviously this kit isn't for you. Personally, I love this kit, and I wouldn't be against grabbing one or two more and just changing up their gear, just so I can have a cool squad of gyms with different weapons ready to support the White Base and their crew in the Battle of Abawaku. I hope this has helped your GunPla purchasing decision. If you have the gym, let me know what you thought of it in the comments. If you have some of the alternate gyms, let me know which one is your favorite. For me, my favorite gym is the Gym Striker. It's just a cool kit, and it looks so awesome once you have the big shield and the bident and all that going. Until next time, thank you for watching. Look forward to 2 more GM-urary videos before the end of the month. And until then, I'll see you at the tavern.